When someone is truly meant for you, you will feel it deep within your soul. It won't be just a fleeting emotion or a passing infatuation. There is something profound inside of you that whispers, a sensation that resonates with your very essence, an inner knowing that often goes ignored in the chaos of daily life. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of all time, spoke about an aspect of our psyche that subtly yet powerfully guides us toward what we truly need in our lives. If you have ever felt drawn to a person with an unexplainable force, know that it is not mere coincidence. It is the manifestation of what Jung described as the soul's connection to destiny. Our conscious mind has the ability to think, to analyze, to rationalize. But it is the unconscious mind that holds the deepest secrets of who we truly are. In fact, Jung believed that the most significant decisions we make in life do not stem from logical reasoning alone. Rather, they emerge from a deeper space, one filled with symbols, emotions, and intuitive insights that, although we may not fully understand, guide us nonetheless. It is that part of us that instinctively reacts when we are in the presence of something or someone that aligns with our most authentic self. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt as if you had been waiting for them your entire life, as if, in some inexplicable way, they were always meant to be part of your journey? This is not just a random meeting. It is a moment of synchronicity. Jung defined synchronicity as the profound interconnection between the universe and your unconscious mind. Synchronicity is not a random concept, nor is it simply a matter of chance. It is the universe responding to your internal vibration, revealing to you what you truly need for your personal growth, for the expansion of your life, and for your connection to what is most meaningful. However, this connection is not always immediately recognizable. More often than not, the process of encountering someone destined for you is accompanied by challenges, moments of uncertainty, and even confusion. Jung suggested that before we can fully embrace the connections meant for us, we must first confront our shadows, the hidden aspects of ourselves that we often prefer not to acknowledge. These are not external demons, but rather parts of our psyche that we have repressed, parts of ourselves that surface in ways we do not always comprehend. The fascinating truth is that when someone is truly meant for you, that connection will, in some way, lead you to confront these hidden aspects of yourself. It will push you to question what you thought you knew about yourself, about your boundaries, about your expectations, and about what you genuinely need in a relationship. Thus, the person who seems destined for you does not merely teach you about love or connection. They become a mirror, reflecting back the deepest truths about who you are, leading you on a path of self-discovery and personal growth. Through this relationship, your unconscious mind invites you to explore the parts of yourself that you may have ignored or buried for far too long. The feeling of encountering something or someone truly meant for you is not based solely on temporary happiness or fleeting excitement. It is far more profound. It is a sense of wholeness, a recognition that you are aligned with your true self. When something or someone is truly meant for you, you do not have to struggle or force things to fit. You simply exist in that space, and that is enough. You do not feel the pressure to change, to mold yourself into someone you are not, or to meet unrealistic expectations. Instead, that connection or situation allows you to be who you truly are, without pretense or fear. Here, a key concept from Jung comes into play: individuation. Although I have not mentioned this term before, it is central to understanding what it means to truly become oneself. Individuation is the process of shedding the false identities, the masks we wear to fit into societal expectations, and instead embracing our truest, most authentic self. The connections that are meant for you do not demand that you become someone else. Rather, they provide the space for you to discover and embrace who you have always been. What Jung wanted to convey is that life is not about forcing yourself into a predefined mold, but rather about uncovering your deepest self and living in alignment with that truth. When a person is destined to enter your life, things may not be perfect from the beginning. In fact, you may face challenges, misunderstandings, or even conflicts. But these difficulties are not signs that something is wrong. Rather, they are opportunities to grow, to evolve, and to deepen your understanding of yourself and what you truly need. Jung believed that personal growth is never easy nor instantaneous. Instead of running from difficulties or avoiding conflicts, he encouraged us to see them as essential moments of integration. Moments when we can bring together the aspects of ourselves that we have yet to fully understand. Perhaps you have felt an intense connection with someone, believing they were exactly what you had always been looking for, only to later find yourself struggling with challenges, with situations that puzzled you. Maybe you questioned whether there was something wrong with the relationship or with yourself. But consider this. What if those challenges were not obstacles, but rather stepping stones? What if the difficulties you encountered were not signs of failure, but markers of transformation? When you meet someone who is truly meant for you, the connection is not about ease or perfection. It is about depth, about growth, about becoming the person you were always meant to be. And in the end, that is what destiny is truly about. Not just finding another person, but finding yourself. What Carl Jung reminds us is that difficulties in a relationship are not signs that it is not meant for you. Instead, they are invitations to delve deeper into yourself, to grow, and to understand your own emotions on a more profound level. Authentic relationships are never built without challenges. The moments of conflict, the misunderstandings, and even the moments of pain serve as mirrors that reflect what you truly need, what strengthens you, and ultimately, what liberates you. Love, in its deepest sense, is not about an illusion of perfection, but rather about authenticity. And it is this authenticity that forges a real and lasting connection between two souls. When someone is destined for you, it is not just about sharing joyful moments or experiencing fleeting happiness together. It is about growing together, healing together, and facing the shadows that both of you carry within. It is this process of inner transformation and mutual evolution that makes a relationship deeply meaningful. In essence, when someone is meant for you, you feel it not only in the depths of your soul, but also as a calling, an invitation to self-discovery. That person does not just fulfill your emotional needs, they challenge you to become the best version of yourself. They do not demand that you be someone you are not. On the contrary, they allow you to be more yourself than ever before. And in that space of complete authenticity, you find a relationship that has the power to transform your life. Jung taught us that true love is not something we seek outside of ourselves, but rather something we uncover within. And when we are aligned with our true essence, the universe conspires to bring us the people who will help us grow, heal, and transform. The signs are always present, waiting to be noticed. And when you start paying attention to these signs, when you allow yourself to feel that deep connection with someone, you realize that their presence in your life is no coincidence. That person is meant to be a part of your journey towards self-awareness and authenticity. What truly happens when someone is destined for you is that you begin to experience a deep sense of clarity. It feels as though every experience in your life has been preparing you for this moment. The encounter with this person is not ordinary. It is as if something buried deep within you is being remembered, something that has always existed in the depths of your soul. That feeling is not an illusion. It is the reflection of a connection that surpasses the boundaries of the conscious mind, a connection that the unconscious has been preparing for you all along. Jung spoke about the importance of listening to the signals from the unconscious mind. And when someone who is meant to be in your life appears, these signals become unmistakable. It could be something as simple as a conversation that unexpectedly leads to a profound understanding of yourself, an insight that transcends the superficial layers of life. Suddenly, you realize that everything you have been through, all the hardships, the failed relationships, the wrong turns, has been leading you to this exact moment, this undeniable connection. But this process is not as simple as finding the right person and living happily ever after. In reality, what Jung emphasizes is that when you meet someone who is truly meant for you, you are confronted with a mirror that reflects both what you love about yourself and what you have yet to integrate into your being. This can be uncomfortable, even painful at first, because the shadows that have been hidden deep within your psyche begin to emerge. But rather than running away from these shadows, Jung encourages us to face them, to embrace them, because only by doing so can we live a more complete and authentic life, one that is fully aligned with our true nature. This process of confronting your inner darkness is not limited to the relationship with that one person. It extends to all other relationships in your life, the ones that have limited you, the ones that have held you back, and the ones that have made you feel like you were less than what you truly are. Many times, we encounter people who, on the surface, seem destined to be part of our lives, yet they fail to resonate with our essence. This is not because these people are inherently wrong for us, nor because they are bad individuals. Rather, it is simply because they are not aligned with what we truly need for our growth and evolution. True destiny in love is not just about finding someone who makes us feel good. It is about finding someone who helps us become who we were always meant to be. And when that person arrives, you do not just feel it, you know it, deep within your soul. The unconscious, as Carl Jung perceived it, communicates with us through our emotions, our instincts, and our reactions to the world around us. It is not a silent observer, but an active force that constantly guides us, revealing truths that our conscious mind often ignores. When someone is truly meant for you, it is not just a fleeting feeling or a momentary attraction. It is a profound, undeniable sense that resonates deep within your being. This connection does not merely bring comfort, it challenges you. It shakes the foundations of what you have taken for granted, urging you to look beyond superficial understanding and confront what truly lies within. If you find yourself overwhelmed by emotions, if you experience waves of discomfort that seem to arise inexplicably when you are with a particular person, it is not a sign to retreat. Rather, it is an invitation from your unconscious, calling you to look more closely at yourself, at your fears, at your hidden desires. Jung believed that the unconscious does not shy away from exposing us to darkness. It does not protect us from pain or discomfort, because its ultimate goal is transformation. This is why deep connections often come with an element of vulnerability. Being deeply connected to someone is not always about joy and ease. It is also about facing the parts of ourselves that we have buried, the aspects of our identity that we have neglected. Jung saw vulnerability as a fundamental aspect of personal growth. Without vulnerability, there can be no true self-awareness, no real understanding of who we are beneath the masks we wear for the world. What is truly revealing is that vulnerability is not a weakness. On the contrary, it is the very thing that makes us strong. It allows us to open ourselves up to others, to be honest about our fears and insecurities, to experience life in a way that is raw and authentic. It is through vulnerability that we form deep and meaningful relationships that go beyond surface-level attraction and enter the realm of true companionship. This is why the people who are meant for us are the ones who make us feel the most alive. They do not merely agree with us, nor do they exist to make us feel comfortable. They challenge us. They push us beyond our limits. They force us to confront our own assumptions about who we are and what we want. And yet, at the same time, they provide a space where we can truly be ourselves. Finding the right person is not about seeking perfection. Perfection is an illusion, an unattainable ideal that leads only to disappointment. True connection is about finding someone who allows you to be your most authentic self, without fear, without pretense, without the need to conform to expectations. When this happens, something extraordinary is created. Two people do not merely love each other, they support each other in the journey towards self-realization. It is a dance, a delicate balance where each person, through the relationship, discovers more about their own purpose, their own mission in life. This is what makes the connection so powerful. It is not just about romance or companionship. It is about transformation. It is about evolving together, becoming more than you were before, and walking side by side toward a deeper understanding of what it means to truly live. Throughout your life, you will encounter people who challenge you, who inspire you to grow, who bring out the best in you. But you will also meet those who drain your energy, who make you feel small, who cause you to forget who you are. It is not always easy to recognize the difference between the two. This is why Jung emphasized the importance of having a healthy relationship with oneself. If you do not know who you truly are, it will be difficult to discern what is good for you and what is not. However, when you embark on the journey of self-discovery, when you strip away the layers of social conditioning, when you listen to the voice within, when you align with your inner truth, you develop the clarity to recognize what is meant for you. And the right connection, the one that is destined for you, becomes a catalyst in this process. A deep and meaningful relationship helps you rediscover what you truly want, what you truly need, and what genuinely brings you happiness. It does not promise eternal bliss, nor does it guarantee a life free of conflict. Instead, it offers something far more valuable, the opportunity to live with authenticity, to embrace both the darkness and the light within you, and to walk a path that is true to your soul. In the end, love is not about finding someone who completes you. It is about finding someone who reveals to you the completeness that has always been within you. It is about growing, evolving, and stepping into the fullness of who you are, not just as an individual, but as part of a profound, transformative connection that leads you closer to your most authentic self. Carl Jung revealed to us that life is a continuous process of transformation, a constant evolution of the self. Every experience, every encounter, every challenge serves as a step forward on our journey toward deeper understanding and self-realization. When we meet someone who is meant to be part of our lives, it is not the culmination of our search, but rather the beginning of an even greater expedition, one that takes us deeper into the realms of self-discovery and self-awareness. Through this journey, we begin to uncover what truly matters in life, what connects us to our essence, and what allows us to be our most authentic selves. It is through relationships, through meaningful connections, that we are often confronted with aspects of ourselves that we may not have fully understood or acknowledged before. These encounters serve as mirrors, reflecting not just our strengths, but also our fears, our insecurities, and the parts of us that remain unhealed. Perhaps at this very moment, you find yourself lost in confusion. Maybe you are in a relationship that you do not fully comprehend, or you are searching for something that has yet to reveal itself to you. This uncertainty, however, is not a sign of failure. Rather, it is an invitation, a call to look within, to listen to that inner voice that is constantly guiding you toward your truth. Jung taught us that the unconscious mind has its own way of speaking to us. It communicates through our emotions, our intuitions, and the people we meet along the way. Every interaction, every seemingly coincidental encounter holds meaning. Nothing is random. Everything is part of a greater design. When the right person enters your life, you will know it. There will be no need for excessive questioning or doubt. A deep inner knowing will arise, a sense of recognition that transcends logic. In that moment, the challenge is not to resist, but to embrace, without fear, without hesitation, and with the unwavering trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. This is the journey toward your truest self, a path filled with lessons, challenges, and profound moments of connection that will shape you in ways you never imagined. If you ever feel that something or someone is meant to be part of your life, do not be afraid to follow that feeling. The universe has a way of responding to those who align with their truth. And when you choose to walk that path, the pieces of your life will begin to fall into place in the most astonishing and perfect ways. When you encounter a person who seems destined to cross your path, something within you awakens. It is as if every experience leading up to that moment was simply preparing you for this connection. The intensity of this realization can be overwhelming, yet it is also a powerful affirmation that you are evolving, that you are growing into the person you were always meant to be. However, as with all things in life, genuine connection is never a linear process. It is not a straightforward journey from one point to another. Rather, it is an unfolding, a continuous discovery that may not always be clear from the beginning. The path may be riddled with confusion, moments of doubt, and even pain. But as Jung taught us, it is precisely through these difficult moments that deep healing and transformation occur. The people who are truly meant for you are not perfect, nor will your relationships with them be free of obstacles. On the contrary, these relationships are often the ones that challenge you the most, that push you to confront the hidden aspects of yourself. They force you to step beyond the comfortable illusions you have built and to see yourself with raw honesty. Jung believed that our relationships, both harmonious and challenging, are reflections of our inner psyche. It is no coincidence that certain relationships bring forth our deepest insecurities, our unresolved fears, and our unfulfilled dreams. When you meet someone who is destined to be in your life, they will inevitably activate something within you. They will expose aspects of yourself that you may have long ignored or suppressed. This can manifest in many ways. You may experience emotions so intense that they seem almost unfamiliar. You may find yourself questioning long-held beliefs, seeing yourself in a new light, or even revisiting memories that you thought had been buried. But it is in these moments of discomfort that the greatest opportunity for growth lies. If you choose to face these revelations with courage, you will begin to uncover your true self, the self that exists beyond expectations, beyond limitations, beyond the conditioned patterns that have shaped your life for so long. What many fail to realize is that these interactions are not merely opportunities to love another person. They are also profound invitations to learn how to love yourself. The people destined for us often arrive as catalysts, designed to reflect the parts of us that we have not yet fully integrated. They serve as mirrors, sometimes painful ones, that reveal the wounds we need to heal. This is what Jung referred to as the encounter with the shadow, the parts of ourselves that we have denied, hidden, or rejected. The shadow is not something external. It is an intrinsic part of who we are. It consists of the emotions, desires, and fears that we have pushed into the depths of our subconscious. And yet, despite our efforts to suppress them, they continue to influence our thoughts, our actions, and the way we relate to others. The process of meeting someone who is truly meant for us is, in essence, a process of self-revelation. It is an opportunity to bring these hidden aspects into the light and to embrace them as essential components of our wholeness. In this journey, the goal is not simply to find the right person, but to become the right person for yourself. This means recognizing that relationships should never be a source of burden, nor should they be battlegrounds where you struggle with feelings of inadequacy or incompleteness. When someone is truly meant for you, the relationship should be a sanctuary, a space where you can be your truest self, free from pretense, free from masks. It should be a place where you are encouraged to explore the depths of your being, to evolve, and to align more fully with your highest truth. This is what it truly means to be in alignment with your destiny. It is not about chasing after external validation or seeking fulfillment through another. It is about recognizing that every relationship, every connection, is ultimately a reflection of your own journey towards self-discovery. And when you fully embrace this path, life unfolds in ways that are nothing short of miraculous. As Jung taught, living from your authentic essence is not about following a perfect path, but about remaining true to who you are, even when that means letting go of what no longer serves you, even if it hurts. This journey is not one of rigid certainty, but of deep self-discovery, where each step forward requires courage, honesty, and the willingness to embrace change. Often, we hold on to things, people, and ideas that no longer contribute to our growth, out of fear of the unknown. Yet, true alignment with oneself demands that we release the burdens that weigh us down, making space for the new. And in this process of letting go of what no longer belongs in your life, you begin to understand that love is not something you find outside of yourself, but something you cultivate from within. Love is not a distant treasure to be pursued. It is a state of being that radiates outward. The relationships with those who are meant for you should nourish you, should be a reflection of self-love rather than a manifestation of lack. True love does not exist to fill voids, but to share completeness. It is not about finding someone to complete you, but about being whole within yourself and sharing that wholeness with another. Through connection with others, you experience the magic of authenticity and the depth of true growth. The most profound relationships are those that allow you to evolve, where you can grow together without having to compromise your essence. Love, in its truest form, is not a rigid structure, but a fluid journey of mutual exploration. It is a process that adapts, that shifts with the needs of both individuals, that transforms over time. When someone is truly meant for you, the path is never rigid or entirely predictable. Instead, it unfolds naturally, revealing lessons, challenges, and moments of deep understanding. Meaningful relationships are not merely about sharing moments of happiness. They are about growing, learning, and evolving as individuals within the relationship. Love, then, becomes a tool for transformation. Through love, you do not merely connect with another being. You connect with a more authentic version of yourself, one that perhaps you had forgotten or set aside. This kind of connection does not appear when we are desperately searching for it, nor does it manifest through force or control. True connection happens when we are ready to receive it, when we have done the inner work necessary to integrate both the light and the shadow aspects of our being. Jung spoke of the importance of integration, of embracing all parts of oneself, even those we might struggle to accept. As we do this work, our energy shifts, and it is in this shift that the right people begin to enter our lives. The universe, or as Jung might call it, the collective unconscious, responds to our inner state. When we are aligned with ourselves, the relationships we attract will reflect that alignment. The people meant for us will not appear as magical solutions to all our problems. They are not meant to fill our voids or erase our insecurities. Instead, these individuals act as guides, helping us uncover what we truly need to heal and grow. True connection is not about finding someone to complete you, but about discovering someone with whom you can share your entirety, without fear, without hesitation. The journey of meeting someone destined for you is not an easy one. There will be moments of doubt, times when you question whether you are truly on the right path. But as Jung teaches, doubt and uncertainty are essential aspects of transformation. The true power of a relationship lies in the ability of both individuals to continue growing together, to learn through challenges, and to remain committed even when things become difficult. Because authentic love is not just something you feel, it is something you live, something you build, something you experience. And this is the magic that Jung invites us to discover. True love is the love that transforms, that pushes us beyond the limits of who we thought we could be. It is the love that awakens us to new depths within ourselves, the love that challenges us to be more, to expand, to evolve. In conclusion, when someone is truly meant for you, it is not just an external connection. It is a profound, internal experience. It is a call to reconnect with your essence, to embrace all that you are, and to live from that truth. The path is not easy, but it is the only road to an authentic and fulfilling life. And as you walk this path, you will come to realize that you are not only finding the person destined for you, but also rediscovering yourself in the process. In that encounter with your deepest self, you will find the peace, authenticity, and purpose that you have long sought. True connections, those that are genuinely meant for you, do not merely allow you to grow alongside another being. They enable you to fully flourish as an individual. This journey is not always easy, but it is the path toward true transformation, toward a life filled with depth and meaning. And through these experiences, you will begin to understand that love is not just an emotion. It is a process of self-discovery, healing, and expansion. Love is the gift that life offers you so that you may recognize yourself as you truly are, without fear, without barriers, and without limitations. I invite you to take a moment and truly reflect on everything you've heard today. Let these words sink in. Ask yourself, what part of yourself have you been denying? What aspects of your true nature have you been suppressing out of fear, doubt, or external expectations? How often have you silenced your own voice just to fit into spaces that no longer align with who you really are? Think about the relationships you've been holding on to. Are they still serving you? Or have they become burdens that keep you from growing, from evolving into the person you are meant to be? Sometimes we cling to people, habits, and situations out of familiarity, not realizing that they are holding us back from stepping into our highest potential. Now consider this. What could you gain if you chose to live in full authenticity? What if you allowed yourself to embrace your truth without hesitation? What if you surrendered to the flow of life and trusted that the universe is always guiding you toward what is truly meant for you? The time has come to take that step, to open yourself to new experiences, to trust that when you align with your truth, the right people will naturally find their way into your life at the perfect moment. Life is constantly shifting, moving, and evolving. And so are you. The more you resist change, the more you block the abundance, love, and opportunities that are waiting for you. So, I want to ask you, are you ready to embark on this journey toward authenticity? This is not just a question, it's an invitation, a challenge, a calling. If this message resonates with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. How do you feel after hearing these words? What emotions surfaced within you? Let me know in the comments below. Let's make this a space where we share, grow, and support each other on this path towards self-discovery and purpose. Together, we can spread this message and help more people find their way back to themselves. If you believe that these words could inspire others, don't hesitate to share them. Help me reach more people. Let's build a community where self-awareness and self-love become the foundation for real transformation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Every time you engage, whether it's liking, commenting, or sharing, you contribute to spreading this message to those who truly need it. Thank you for being part of this community. Never forget, change begins with you.